The cinematography within Isaac is said to be slow and impactful. The long mid-shots and the location allow the audience to get a sense of the surrealism being presented. The close-ups of the character himself enable the preferred reading to be presented, the character's strong emotions conveying a sense of confusion or happiness depending on the narrative. In addition, the close-up shots of the objects or triggers allow for a cleaner storyline and understanding. However, shots such as the tracking or panning shots could have been more emotionally affecting and the close-ups more poignant. Feedback implied that the construction of the shots flowed, the stabilization and the focus conveying a purpose of a dreamlike ambience, although the glitches in the editing highlighted the surreal narrative. In terms of mise-en-scène, Isaac's location is monotonous, the white and the black room portraying the myth of Limbo. This is then reflected in the clothing that Isaac wears, the white shirt and black jeans giving no indication of personality other than a general implication of his age. Many of the audience members said that the contrast in the costumes from Limbo to the memories clearly depicts the difference between living and dead, which was effective in emphasizing the fact that Isaac is still only a teenager who has or is losing his life so abruptly. The triggers were also significant in highlighting the age of Isaac. In particular, the video game controller and the alcohol meant the audience got the full impact of the adolescence and innocence we meant to portray. The audience feedback then informed the decisions we made for the objects that were used in the memories. This meant that they were both relevant and further harrowing for the target audience. Audiences claimed that at first the narrative was confusing, however when the video game controller was introduced, the narrative became more transparent, enabling the audience to decipher the enigma better. This then anchored the concept of memories and Limbo, allowing the audience to become attached to the character, especially through the memories, as Isaac is a relatable and facile character who is going through the same adolescent events as most of the target audience, for example, going to prom. In this scene, Isaac is in a situation that the majority of our target audience can relate to. Therefore, it provided emotional pleasures as they think back to their own experiences and memories. The music and the editing both aid the distinction between the Limbo narrative and the memories narrative. The transitions are all the same, making it clear when a memory starts and finishes, while there are concise increases in volume to present the transitions patently. The ending anchors the preferred reading well, making the audience think about their own memories, as well as leaving them with the question of if Isaac is dead or not. It was frequently said that a short film was hard to categorize into a particular genre due to the various codes and conventions that came from a range of genres. We ended up putting it in the teenage tragedy genre due to the death and mincing of memories. The lead up to an implied death is conventional of a tragedy, as it allows for a more impactful and emotive death that grips the audience. This can be seen as the death is only subtly hinted at throughout the narrative. However, the characterization was said to subvert the genre, as although Isaac does present some confusion and panic near to the beginning of the storyline, he comes to accept his situation fairly quickly. This was said to be an effective manipulation of the genre, however would be more so if it was in a more structured film or feature-length film. My feedback suggests that the sound design played an important part in providing the Limbo atmosphere. The non-diegetic sound was atmospheric and well placed, providing the diegetic sound with a solid background. The echo in the diegetic sound, specifically the dialogue, is well done and adds to the overall impression of the film. Furthermore, the increases and decreases in volumes and spaces of silence added to the loneliness presented by Isaac, while the slight panning of the sound engrosses the audience into the film. In terms of audience pleasures, the visual and emotional pleasures were the most prominent. The extreme white of the room is pleasing as it reflects the myth of Limbo that the audience is accustomed to see. There is also the visual contrast of Isaac's skin tone and the white of the room. Although this was unintentional, it was frequently commented on, and it was effective in emphasizing both the character and the mise-en-scène. The emotional pleasures that are depicted in all of the memories and the final scene in which Isaac's death is insinuated are impactful and made the story stay with the audience after they had seen the film. Isaac's personality and characterization affected each target audience member, making the emotional pleasures efficient in portraying the preferred emotional context to the audience.
The glowing kind of the colour scheme was lit. You could tell, like Reese, you could tell it was kind of there.
You could tell it wasn't like reality.
Throw feedback.
And then cuts were good. It worked.
I really like where it had the heartbeat and it jumped between the two clips. That was really like that. So.
Do you think a voiceover would help?
No.
No, because you see it on his face.
A voiceover would give too much.
The close-ups were enough.
I think with very little sound, you don't give her any context, and that's where it.
Yeah, I feel like
at times.
I feel like with a voice you would have the answers, whereas with no voice in
It's
your
like
head
you
you
have
know
your own
what's going on.
interpretation of what happens
Yeah.
like, at the end and everything.
But I think sound.
I do want
a lot of
dead
it.
at the end, though.
It was very.
Yeah, I wanted more blood.
Because remember, it's only blood on the pillow. Everything else fine, but there's absolutely loads of blood.
I feel like the bit with his head that didn't look like blood, but the other bit looked like blood. So that would be the only thing I'd change to make it look more.
The sound was good when he woke up, where it kind of just went to actual mic like noise. But I think you used a lot of the kind of atmospheric music too much. I think having like more moments of silence or more of a contrast in the flashbacks in the sound design might help, because it was a bit continuous. So I was just a bit like, okay, it lost its impact a little bit when you had like a whoosh, and that kind of noise. Really. But the sound when he woke up, when he was dead, or when he, on the street.
Yeah, the only bad thing I'd say is when he wakes up and make it look like he's actually dying as opposed to like a super cut face. Because I thought he was going to get up. Okay.
I agree with that. I think he's like looking back on memories and stuff, so everything he
yeah, I feel
interacted
like
with.
Because it's like, you know when you're in a coma and you're sort of kind of aware of what's happening, but not really. He's sort of thinking back and he's like, oh, wait, this reminds me of this. But,
Yeah. Like that was clear when he had like something he touched.
I feel like it's a movie, you know, when you're like nearly dead and you go back and you play
like when your life flashes before
you play it
your eyes.
all into your mind.